What's up to all you marks out there, and welcome back. That's right, welcome the hell back to us. You're welcome. We are back.
That's my impression of you.
Hey. Life happens, bro.
Life does happen.
As you can see, I've been outside. I've been soaking up the rays, probably more so than I should have. My body is redness. It was
I'm pure Irish.
It was me too.
Yeah, but you tan afterward. I burn and then go right back to white. So what the fuck's the point of burning?
True. I'm Irish, French, and Greek. So I burn
don't
wicked
have
bad,
Irish skin.
but I tan wicked well.
Yeah, you don't have Irish skin.
Wicked. Yeah.
You definitely get the French and Greek part of it. But anyway.
A minute into it, we're already rolling off the rails. All right,
That's
so
what
we
do.
are back because we did not want to miss the prediction show for this actually very well built pay-per-view, Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, so I think that Raw, despite it being pretty mediocre the last few weeks, they've at least done a good job at putting a story through for all the matches. Whether the story's been good or not, that's up to interpretation, but each one does have at least a story. So they've done a good job at least with that, so credit to them in that aspect. Shitty ass name still. I refuse to say it's good.
Goodness gracious.
But goodness gracious, let's get to this prediction show. So we're going to start with the kickoff show, and it is the Cruiserweight Championship between Neville and Akira Tozawa. Now, my personal first thought, seeing this match on the kickoff is, this is where the Cruiserweights have fallen to. Because there's no, it's weird seeing a championship match on the kickoff show. One, it just diminishes. No one watches the kickoff, and people are still entering the arena, and you're going to throw a championship match. It's a little weird. As far as the match goes, I see Neville retaining. I think Akira Tozawa winning would be good in the sense that it makes people want to watch the kickoff. So if a title change happens, which would be good to put on a kickoff, honestly, then people might start tuning in at 7 o'clock instead of 8. They might be showing up to the arena. Fuck cancer. You're damn right.
Isn't that a great t-shirt?
Damn right. Hey, it's my jersey. Number 11.
He wears it with pride.
It was my cancer awareness flag football game. But anyway, you just completely derailed me. So I think that it's a good to do a title change on a kickoff eventually. Make people start watching. I just don't think this is the right time for it. So I do see Neville... Ooh, light. I do see Neville retaining here. Patrick, what do you think?
I would agree. Neville is just head over heels, just way better than Tozawa. Nobody's even been able to touch him. The closest thing, they should have given it to Aries. I don't know if maybe Aries had like a nagging injury or something behind the scenes, and they just didn't want to give it to him because they knew he was going to be on the shelf. So that would be something, but I don't know. Giving it to Tozawa, there has to be somebody better than that.
Not a build for Tozawa.
Agreed. He's really just been chill. He's just been more of like a side effect factor in the storyline of the Titus brand. But on that note, if you were to let Tozawa pull off the upset, it would give credibility to the Titus brand. He would now have a champion, which we all knew Apollo Crews would probably never be a champion.
He can take a kick out on his moonsault.
I just don't think Apollo Crews can just not be saved. He just cannot. He's not changing. He's the same person.
That character's going nowhere.
Exactly.
He needs to legit snap and just start hitting people with similar to Ziggler when he turned heel. He needs to start doing that shit.
He just has no charisma, really, and so
give it. Smiling.
Yeah, so maybe if Tozawa became the champion, then maybe Apollo would just kind of go off into the be like Titus would be like, oh, I'm done with you, you didn't get you don't get it done, but ultimately I think Neville will win. Like Jay said, it is a shame that the Cruiserweights they had a lot of hype, but they did not really deliver. I was surprised that Enzo wasn't even moved to 205 Live. That kind of seemed like a logical move to get more ratings for that. But yeah, true. Maybe
he's got unfinished business first.
Yeah, after he loses to big. Yeah. Anyways,
spoiler. Easy. We're almost there.
Yeah, Neville will win in I think it'll probably be like a 5 to 7 minute match. Tozawa will get some kind of
glorified squash.
And then maybe Titus will kind of cost Tozawa a win or something, some kind of like distraction or something. But ultimately, Neville will win. Nothing really to write home about this match.
I don't see a Titus interference. I think he'll be just watching, honestly, and I think Neville just wins cleanly. I don't really see any interference or the need for any interference, honestly. But that's going to be a quick match in the kickoff show, in my opinion. But moving on, we have what, in my opinion, is one of the better stories on this entire card, and that is Big Cass versus Enzo. I talked about it way before when the first attack happened that I thought it was going to be Big Cass. I ended up being right. But since you were so quick to jump on this match, I will let you take the first prediction.
This one seems pretty obvious. Cass will win. They're not gonna split them up. They're not gonna push Cass into something and then have him lose to Enzo. That would make absolutely no sense. Pretty much what I would predict is maybe kind of like an emotional moment, like at the end where Enzo's kind of like being held up by the hair, and then Cass is just kind of like looking at him, and then he's like, "It's okay, do it, bro. Do it." Like something like sappy, like bro shit. But yeah,
Undertaker, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, like, come on, just do it. I don't care. You don't like me, whatever. Boom, and Cass just puts it in for like he's going to destroy him. Enzo, there's no way Enzo is probably like not going to leave on like some kind of stretcher or something. But I don't think that it'll be a squash match. I think that they'll give the match enough time for the fans to really get behind Enzo, to kind of like cheer him on, to make them believe that Enzo has a chance. But we as wrestling fans know that Enzo does not have a chance, and Cass wins handily.
Now, I believe Cass is going to win this match too. But just to play devil's advocate, really there's not much to talk about with the match. If I think Cass is going to win, I think he's going to win, just because he's the big dude. But to play devil's advocate, if they want to make this a longer feud, it's completely plausible to make Enzo win this with like a cheap roll-up or something like that. It's plausible. And then on SummerSlam, Big Cass gets the win back. Or they do a match on Raw, Big Cass wins, leading to more brawls, and then at SummerSlam, the grudge match. That's an option they can do where Enzo would win Sunday at Great Balls of Fire. I don't think this is going to be that way. I think this will be a one and done thing, but they need to make Enzo look a little strong. To what you were saying, if they were going to put him on 205 Live, you need to have him have some credibility, not just because he's small.
He has been cutting really good promos lately. I have enjoyed his promos.
That's his strength.
Yeah, true. He's definitely been on point.
Yeah, that's his strength. I mean, I've never thought he's been bad in the ring. He's clearly overshadowed, and he's always the guy who gets beaten because he's a small dude, and that's just a natural story to tell. Like the small dude, case in point,
the jobber
gets beaten.
The jobber.
I mean, it is what it is. So I can see a scenario where Enzo does win. I just don't think they're gonna make this a long feud, so I'm gonna go with Big Cass in this one, and hopefully it continues the good story that they've been telling the last few weeks. Moving on, we have Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. Again, this is a story that has been told. In my opinion, it hasn't been a very good story, but story nonetheless. Bray Wyatt is a guy who just continues to lose on big shows. It's unreal how they book him, and at this point, it's almost unsalvageable. Seth Rollins is the new cover boy to WWE 2K18, and because of that, there's no way they're going to make him lose leading up to the release of that game. There's no way. Seth Rollins will win this match. Everything is in his favor. History just is going right to him. So Seth Rollins is going to win this. It'll probably be a pretty good match, and he'll use his new finisher and win that one.
I would play devil's advocate, but I don't believe in the Eater of L's. Bray Wyatt is banging JoJo, and he should be thankful for that. But yeah, he's just been on a landslide. He
eats more than L's.
He gets decent time on his promos, but his promos always say the same thing. Yeah. I'm a god, you can't beat me, I'm gonna crush you, and then he loses. So how can you get behind a character like that who talks so much junk but always loses? this is just another thing. Like Jay said, Rollins is the cover man of the new video game. He's got a lot of hype. It wouldn't make sense for him to lose.
It's like when Lesnar was last year's cover boy, and they just like make him lose. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
I do think this could have a potential to be a good back and forth match. They're both pretty good workers. Seth works well with anybody, can make him look good. I think Bray will be on the offense for most of it, and I think Rollins will end up pulling it out in the end with his cool-looking Kenny Omega finisher.
Yeah.
I love it. I do like his finisher. It's nice.
I don't think that'll be a match that'll be a dud. Let's put it that way.
It'll
as
be
long as they don't do any like fucking weird maggot shit on the ring again.
It'll be a solid B at least. B plus.
I think it'll be solid. It'll at least be entertaining. Moving on, this is a match that I'm actually really looking forward to, even though we've seen it a bunch of times, just not this particular gimmick. It is Cesaro versus the Hardys for the Raw Tag Team Championships in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Now, like I said, we've seen Cesaro and the Hardys a million times.
Like literally a million times.
Any combination. But I've never personally, and I don't know if you remember one, but I've never seen a tag team Iron Man match.
That's true.
I'm intrigued by that portion of it. So, and these guys work well together. So, like, we can say, yeah, the single matches together we've seen enough. But if you look at all their pay-per-view matches, none of them were terrible. So, in that sense, this will be the last one. I'm pretty sure.
Hopefully.
Cesaro. Okay, this is my prediction. Cesaro does win the titles, but this is the last one for him. I think the Hardys go on their separate way. Maybe start doing the broken thing a little bit, or at least teasing toward it. Because from what I've heard, they're starting to get that agreement soon. Maybe they start teasing toward it. Maybe Jeff Hardy kind of goes single for a bit, and Matt Hardy goes single territory as well. Don't know, but anyway. Cesaro wins this. I think let's do something interesting here. Like, since it's an Iron match, we'll predict the number of falls. So I say Cesaro wins 2-1.
Well, if it's only 30 minutes, I would say 3-2. I would agree that Cesaro and Sheamus will end up retaining. The Hardy thing has been done. It is time for them to kind of split up and do their own thing. Matt can do his broken thing. Jeff Hardy can do his singles push. But it will be interesting to see how, because Cesaro and Sheamus are in really great shape. So they like what they said on Raw, they are built for this type of match because they're cardio beasts. Like, they definitely keep in shape. So they're definitely going to put on a good match. You'll probably see a Twist of Fate fall, a Swanton fall. Maybe a swing pinfall. Definitely the bro kick, and you'll probably see the last finisher will probably be something kind of a combo thing between Cesaro and Sheamus, or maybe like one of those huge what is he called, white noise? Yeah, like one of those huge white noise, and then like the combo.
I mean, it's unwritten Iron Man match like rule that it's got to be one fall decision. So either 3-2, 2-1,
yeah,
4-3. It's never ending like 4-2. It's never gonna do that.
I would say that it's just realistic that it would probably be 3-2 because 5 falls in 30 minutes. So that's like a pinfall.
I'm gonna go
every
2-1, just because of the 30-minute thing. I would almost like to see it 1-0.
Yeah, that would kind of be cool.
Go back to like the overtime thing from like WrestleMania 12. Really kind of show that these two are beasts and aren't falling or anything. I would like to see that. That'd be an exciting thing. But I do kind of lean more towards you. I'm gonna go 2-1, but I would not be surprised if they do more than that. And it won't be 3-1. It won't be the double. It has to be one. Every time.
Cesaro and Sheamus, in my opinion, are really good tag team champions, and it'll be exciting to see them move forward after the Hardys because they have just done so many one-on-one matches, 2v2, 3 versus 3. So it will be interesting for them to move on to the next project.
Either way, I believe the Revive. These guys are placeholders. The Revival's coming and they're taking the titles sooner than later. Is my guess. But moving on to a match that, speaking of matches we've seen enough of, the Intercontinental Championship
or wrestlers
match.
We've seen enough of. Looking at you, Ambrose.
The Intercontinental Championship match. The Miz with the Miz Taraj, horrible name, versus Dean Ambrose.
At least Bo and Kurt are getting some play.
Yeah, I like them. I like the entourage, but why not just say the entourage? I don't get why that's like is
the Miz-tourage. It's clever.
No,
it's clever.
Stupid. It's horrible.
It's very clever.
But anyway, this is a match we saw on SmackDown going into the shakeup, so it's like this is enough. If this is not the last match, I'll be stunned. The Miz is gonna retain. There's no reason to put it on Ambrose. He was pretty terrible with it. The Miz makes that title so much better. He's probably one of the best, if not the best heel in WWE, in my personal opinion. So I think the entourage, I'm now calling him the Miz-tourage. I'm calling him the entourage from now on. It's just easier. The entourage will get involved, or at least cause a distraction. I don't think the
like
Miz,
Singh brother kind of stuff.
I think the Miz wins with his skull-crushing finale. I don't think he wins because of the distraction. I think there will be a distraction, and maybe they get tossed out, and then the Miz ends up winning. They'll get involved somehow, but I don't know if it's going to be causing the pinfall. If they want to make this done, Miz has to win just cleanly. But I see the Miz winning this, and I really hope it's the last one.
I would agree. Geez, what a fall from grace for Dean Ambrose, right? I mean, like, ever since the Stone Cold podcast, his world has just crumbled. I mean, he did marry Renee Young, so his life's not all too tragic. But,
I like that.
Yeah, he's just been... I mean, I've even seen, like...
He's still over, though. Like you
the
hear
crowd loves
him.
him.
The crowd likes him.
The crowd loves him, but he's one of those people where he does people will just like him just to like him. So there's no need to put a title on him.
My biggest thing with him, not to interrupt you, but my biggest thing with him is I'll let you get back to it. But my biggest thing with Ambrose, just because you brought it up,
I'm not finished yet.
No, it's just that he. Now you won't make me lose my fucking thought. No, he just has too much comedy, and the way his character was like during the Rollins feud, he did a lot of psychotic stuff, and it was starting to be good. Then he started to do a little bit too much comedy, and now he got in this lane where it's like just comedy, and it's really lame comedy. To be honest, he needs to be like Brian Pillman a little bit, because that's where his like niche is, and that's just my personal thought. But I'll let you get back to it.
I agree. I think it'll be... We've seen this match a lot. I don't think they're going to pull out anything new. I think Ambrose will probably beat up Bo and Kurt at some point in this match. And, yeah, skull-crushing finale for the win. I am sick of this. I'm sick of... The Miz is way too hot to be messing with Ambrose still. I mean, isn't this like 3 straight? This is the 3rd.
Like I said, I've been doing it since SmackDown before they both came over.
This just has to be over. I mean... I don't even know what you're going to do with Ambrose after this, but even if you just went away, like,
Shield
off
reunion.
TV, yeah, like, whatever, like, maybe just have him do, like, comedy skits in the back, like, maybe make him do, like, commentary with his wife.
Just have him be a tag team with somebody, I don't know, just choose someone.
That would be something.
Just have Seth Rollins and Ambrose go for the tag.
He's kind of, like, by definition, like, one of those superstars who kind of wouldn't need it. It was kind of like Cesaro and Sheamus, like, they were kind of drowning. They were kind of they weren't really doing much as singles. And then they ended up linking up together, and they have great chemistry. You know, Ambrose is good enough in the ring, and he's good enough on the mic to where he could form a viable tag team with literally anybody. So maybe that would be a road that you would go down, but there's no reason for the Miz's theme to get crushed.
No,
at this point,
I honestly think they should start building toward a Rollins-Ambrose reunion. I mean, they're both faces. They're both kind of doing their own thing, but they're not really in the title picture. And I don't foresee them in the title picture anytime soon.
Like a mini Shield.
Yeah, just the Shield reunion. The crowd would go crazy for it, honestly. And they both kind of need something to do. They don't have to be in the title picture right away, but I think it'd be a good idea. As far as the Miz, after this, I want a Miz like Balor feud for the title. Because Balor needs something to do, and Elias Sampson's not it.
Yeah, true. And Finn Balor's not even on this card, is he?
He is not on this card. Unless they, there's a chance they might add it to the kickoff show. Just another match where it's Elias Sampson versus Finn Balor. But, yeah, not on the card at all. So.
Like, what are you doing, WWE? This is why I didn't care when I missed 2 weeks of reviews. You got Finn Balor. You don't even put him on your goddamn card, bro.
It's money, and it's not. They're like, putting with Elias Sampson.
At the very least, you could just expose the demon. I mean, like, maybe you're really waiting until fucking like WrestleMania or like SummerSlam, but seriously, like, why are you not? It's the same with SmackDown. Why are you not using Ty Dillinger? Granted, he was the final 3 in the Battle Royal, but we all know he wasn't winning that. It would have been nice.
That would have been funny.
It would have been hilariously awesome if he had like done nothing, not even been on except for a commercial spot, and then now automatically he's the #1 contender. Ty Dillinger and Owens will be a good feud though, so that would be something to look forward to, because that's Dillinger's lane, the U.S. title.
We're approaching SmackDown. This is not a SmackDown pay-per-view.
I know.
let's talk about Raw again. But anyway, we're gonna move on. We have the WWE Raw Women's Championship. It's Alexa Bliss, the champion, versus Sasha Banks. This is a little shocking that they went with Sasha Banks winning that #1 contender match, but there's another story. Another one that I did not like. I get Alexa Bliss losing on Raw. I guess I can even get her tapping, but she just looks so weak the last like month and a half as a champion. It's just like,
she's been used sparingly.
Yeah, she's not even there sometimes, and it's like, all right, they just really haven't built it well. That being said, I do not see Sasha Banks winning this match. I think Alexa will get the win. I don't know what exactly is going to happen. Wouldn't it be funny if it was after everything about Sasha turning heel on Bayley, if Bayley cost Sasha the championship and turned heel? That would be like the most epic like moment of like, what the fuck?
That would be a sight to see for sure.
That would shock everybody, and
won't happen.
It definitely won't happen. But I'm just brainstorming
happen.
ways that could really shock me, and I think that would be really funny considering everyone thought Sasha would turn on Bayley for a while. But Alexa Bliss will win this. I don't know if there will be any interference. I don't really see anyone interfering. Maybe Nia Jax just beats them both and there's a double count out.
Fucker, you took my special point.
my bad.
I was like, he's almost done. He didn't mention Nia. No. Yes. All right.
So you can.
Yep. I'm gonna just cut him right off. So I agree. I don't see Sasha winning. There's really no reason for her to. I think it's just kind of an interesting person to face Alexa. She's a fan favorite. People like to see her. They're going to be rooting for her. WWE seems to get their jollies off our tears. So a lot of hype into Sasha, and then Alexa's going to win. I honestly feel it's going to be some kind of DQ with Nia Jax. That would make the most sense. And then maybe you have some kind of 3-way or 4-way for the title at SummerSlam. That would set up nicely, but I don't know. Sasha's definitely not going to win. I really don't see Alexa just beating Sasha clean either. I feel like it almost has to be a DQ situation leading into a multi-women match at SummerSlam. So that would be my prediction, but yes, I think Alexa will win by disqualification or Sasha will win by disqualification. It doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant at that point, but there will be no title change whatsoever.
Yeah, and that seems to be a trend this pay-per-view, by the way. I don't think we've predicted one title change yet.
Well, that's because there isn't going to be one. I don't think. I hope not.
Then we have the ambulance match between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. This should be a fun one, to say the least.
Perfect enemies. Enemies.
Honestly, of all the matches, this is the one that I'm 50-50 on. Every other one I'm pretty confident in my prediction, but this one could go either way.
50-50 and it's going to be terrible or bad? Good?
No, as far as who is going to win.
Yeah, true.
I think it's going to be a great match, but I could see Strowman winning. They got to build him back up after his injury. I can see Roman Reigns winning because...
Yeah, but...
because they want him to be the champion soon.
And he's Roman Reigns.
God, I don't know what I want. I'm going with Braun Strowman. I think they really need to build him back up. Maybe they will still do Strowman and Lesnar at SummerSlam. They might still do Reigns and Lesnar. it's Roman Reigns. If he loses, it's not like they're going to be like, oh, can't win the title.
Yeah, he'll probably win some stipulation for number one contendership.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he beats Braun Strowman in some match on Raw. But I'm going to say Braun Strowman wins this match. It's an ambulance match. That's kind of up Braun Strowman's alley. Just beat the dude unconscious and put him in an ambulance. I'll go with that. I think they put on really good matches the last 2 times they've had matches. And I'm really looking forward to this one, actually.
I would agree. I think it was JD from New York who said that they were perfect enemies, and they really are. You have the classic underdog hero that Roman Reigns plays, and then you have the monster among men, Braun Strowman. And he's actually a babyface, so it even makes it better of a rivalry because everyone wants Braun to win, but WWE wants Roman to win. So it even plays into that. Like, it just plays on all types of level, and they really do put on really good matches. Roman's willing to get thrown around and willing to sell a lot of moves, and I hate when people say that Roman doesn't sell, because all Roman does is sell. If you watch most of his matches, 80% of the match he's getting killed, and the only thing you guys don't like about Roman is you don't like the Hulk moment, when like all the beatings he's taken, it doesn't matter, he pulls out a Superman punch, pulls out a spear and wins. But it doesn't really, like Jay said, it's not going to matter if Roman Reigns takes a loss. Strowman did just come back. He still has to maintain his dominance. I think that Reigns will put on a hell of a performance, but I think that ultimately he will come up a little bit short, and Strowman will viciously throw him into the ambulance, and he will collect the victory. But I think that ultimately Roman will obviously be taken care of in the future, but Braun definitely needs this victory way more than Roman does.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So finally, and what has been the best build on both shows.
Lights out, very good.
It's been phenomenal
for such a quick feud. Like,
yeah,
so
for
good.
a one and done feud, expected one and done. I guess we can't really confirm that, but the Universal Championship match between Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe. I'm really looking forward to this one. This should be an all-out brawl, basically, the entire match. There's
Please no squash. Please
there's
no
no
squash.
way this is squash. Like, after what you've done with Samoa Joe, and you've made him, like, just this monster, basically, he will be Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar's not there. That's how you built him. You can't squash him. That's out of the cards. Samoa Joe will give him a run. Lesnar's going to win. I don't see them taking the person who's going to take the title off Lesnar is Roman Reigns, whether that's at SummerSlam, whether that's at WrestleMania next year, or Royal Rumble. I don't really know. He's going to get the win over Brock Lesnar. So, until that point, I'm going to pick Brock Lesnar in every match he has, unless it's against Roman Reigns. So, to that note, I am really looking forward to this match. The build-up has just been 100% phenomenal. And, basically the best part of Raw every single week, so I'm looking forward to it.
I'm actually going to go for the surprise on this one. I am actually kind of thinking that they may put it on Samoa Joe. They have been building typical old wrestling trends would lead me to believe that Lesnar would win because Samoa Joe has had such the upper hand on him. And even the last promo that they had where they were doing the camera-to-camera thing, Joe was putting Lesnar to shame. It was very clear that Brock Lesnar has no promo skills whatsoever, and Samoa Joe, he can literally just sputter off anything, and it sounds good. So I'm personally rooting for a Samoa Joe win. It would only benefit the entire brand, really. It would bring up a brand new beast. Lesnar can go back to his remoted location and hang out with Sable and his hunting and all his stuff, and Samoa Joe can just run rampant. So common logic would probably lead you to believe that Lesnar would win, but I think that this will be the surprise of the pay-per-view, and Samoa Joe will upset.
It's funny you said that after saying maybe it's because there won't be a title change, and then I think you just switched your mind as I was talking. I mean, I personally would love it. I love
especially because this is the main event, and they usually kind of want like the biggest pop. And what would the biggest pop be? Samoa Joe putting the coquina clutch and making the Beast pass out. Like, making the Beast pass out, like, I could imagine Samoa Joe having Lesnar, like, near the corner, and then just having Paul Heyman's face, like, so close to Brock's face, like, don't pass out, Brock, don't pass out, don't pass out. And then the ref checks the hand, and boom, done. And then huge pop, Samoa Joe wins.
So how many suplexes does Samoa Joe take in this match?
4.
4?
That's it. Samoa Joe's a big dude.
Yeah.
4.
I know.
I say 4.
I'm going 8.
No way he takes 8.
Alright, we'll see. Mark down this part of the video. Around 30 minutes or so. Mark it down.
Alright, so, Great Balls of Fire. Out of 1 out of 10, 1 being crappy, 10 being amazing, which never a WWE event, Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-view ever is. What would you rank this pay-per-view?
See, this is tough because we did this for Money in the Bank. And I said, like, no way they can get worse than, like, a 7.5. They did. So, I'm going to say cautiously 6.5 to 7.
Wow. See, I'm actually gonna go lower than that. I think that.
Say cautiously.
I think that the card looks a lot better than some of the matches may potentially be. I think there's a lot of potential for WWE screwery with the finishes and all that stuff.
I'm hoping they learn their lesson from Money in the Bank and they won't do anything stupid.
Let's see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So there are 8. There are 8 matches. So I think.
Kickoff, yeah.
So I think that there'll probably be 3 matches that will be B+ or better. So I think that just that alone.
Well, B+ is 8 or 9.
Yeah.
It's an 8.5.
But I think that the other ones have potentials to be super bad sometimes. So I think that this will be a chug-along show. As long as they stay the course, this has a 6. If Joe upsets Brock, this would be a 7. But I'm fully predicting that most of the wrestling predictors and review shows that you guys love to enjoy will probably rate this a 6. Alright, so that is going to do it for us. It's been a long time. We had to wipe the cobwebs off the webcam real quick.
I hope that's cobwebs.
Oh, it's not cobwebs. It's love, baby. Alright, so that is going to do it. So as you well know, drop some comments in the box below. If you missed us, we want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Twitter.
We want to feel loved, guys. We're doing this for free. Show us some love. Alright, so be sure to like, be sure to subscribe.
Tweet at us.
Tweet at us.
At J_McMahon.
And at PFaded. And until next time, you crazy kids, see ya.